there is a new way, a new wave, a new energy, a new way of being coming into existence, coming into our ether, coming into our airwaves. And it is available now. So take a moment to be still, really still. Not necessarily physically, you can still kind of fidget or allow your limbs to move and make themselves comfortable. But take yourself into the energy of stillness. By sitting or standing or lying quietly for a moment. Connect to the idea and the quality of stillness. Breathe into this idea of stillness. And the more you do this, and the more your energy and beingness is invited to connect into the energy of stillness, ironically, the more energies you may find or be able to notice now. It's like the stiller you become, the more you notice the sensation of energy within your body. Or perhaps the stiller and quieter you become, the more you notice the small, minute sounds around you or even within you. If your stomach rumbles, or you might even hear the sound of your breath or a bird noise outside. And then as you breathe into this stillness even more, you may find as an invitation to notice that you're more able to connect to and notice your own power. Your own energy, and you can begin to breathe into that. Breathe into the sensation of you and your energy. And notice how that feels for you. It may feel different each time that you do this. And you may feel as you do this that you are somehow allowing your energy to become more expansive, or perhaps it's more like feeling like you're letting go of any tension or holding on, limits or restrictions that perhaps you have either consciously or subconsciously been putting in place as a coping mechanism. And so you can begin to feel this expansion of your energy. It might feel quite subtle and gradual and gentle, or not. Perhaps it suddenly seems much bigger, like you take up more space. There's no right or wrong, of course. There's only your experience of this. And then as you do this, you can come back again to noticing what you notice around you, outside of your energy field, or perhaps overlapping your energy field, the energy fields of all the other beings and of the earth itself, of plants, of soil, animals, birds. And if you want to, you can breathe in the energies of these two, starting to acknowledge how these two are part of your experience, and therefore we could say a part of you. If you are experiencing this within your field, then this too is your field. We might even like to bring our listening or feeling of the stillness to all of that which is above, the whole cosmos, or just a part of it, whatever feels right to you, noticing that you can expand your awareness perhaps to include the whole earth, or just the soil beneath your feet. That you are this awareness that can concentrate itself down to a small area in your life, or can open itself up. It's like taking our blinkers off. Suddenly having all-round vision. And like in other of my meditations, you can, if you'd like to, feel more grounded perhaps, or more centered with this. You can bring your attention back to your central column or cord of energy as well, and think of extending that down into the earth and up above, so that you have something to feel centered around and grounded within and connected to. But also allowing this expansiveness of your awareness to be present too. And allow yourself to play with this. It might really feel like your eyes become wider. Perhaps you'd like to open your eyes, or if you have your eyes shut, just your internal vision get wider. Almost feel like your ears are opening up to receive more sounds, and that your sensoriness, all your other senses, can expand. And you might like to notice that as all of these senses of ours expand, it's very similar actually to relaxing as well, because this is our natural state, and it's only when we feel some kind of fear that we contract, we bring in contraction. And so this new way of being is here, where we can feel grounded and connected, but also truly expanded. This allows an openness to receive messages and insights to receive love, to receive abundance. And also, of course, as part of that flow, to give more freely, to share more easily. You might like to bring your attention to your heart and envisage doing the same specifically with your heart as you've done for your whole being. You might like to notice your heart and notice perhaps your heart energy, if there's any restrictions that we have placed around it that may have come from perceived hurts or fears in the past. If there is any tightness around it, any restriction in it expanding and opening more, you can simply compassionately breathe into that. Just let it know you, the expansive, expanded you, are here, and that your heart center can expand too, perhaps even more than before. And these are practices that are easiest to do when we are feeling very safe, maybe very quiet, perhaps on our own. But the more we practice them in these environments, the more familiar it will become, and the more we will be able to take that out into our life, into the world, into our everyday circumstances as well. And we will become more aware when any constriction or shutting down or limiting happens within our system. For a long time, maybe years, we may have walked around with these constrictions or limitations and not even been aware that they were there. It has just felt like the norm for us. But the more we do this, the more this becomes our new normal. And then the more we will notice when something happens that changes that. And then the more easily and smoothly we can bring ourselves back to this state again. And so if you'd like to now, you can just ask and intend that you bring yourself into alignment with the energy of receiving and of course giving, because there can only be a complete and circular flow. It can't be just one way or the other. And so ask and intend now that you open to receive, and as you allow that receiving to happen, you will notice, if you're open and relaxed to it, that there is a flow that also turns into a giving of energy as well. If you notice any feelings of limitation or restriction, that's fine. Just old patterns showing us where we need to breathe into with compassion. So with each moment, bringing our focus to opening even more to receiving. Perhaps we might start with feeling like we're receiving in kind of like a channel of energy. But eventually we might feel like actually it's a 360-degree openness to receiving from all around, all of the time, which results in a 360-degree giving all around, all of the time. So there can never be lack. There can never be anything other than abundance, both of receiving and giving. And eventually even these words may disappear and no longer be relevant. And it may just become a being, that this is beingness. That all these things happen within the natural beingness of what we and this planet and everything on us and around us are. And it's like we may be perceiving in the world problems that seem to come from borders or restrictions or separations. And it is up to us to clear those within ourselves, for they all come from within and then are demonstrated outwardly. So the more of us that clear separations, borders, limits, restrictions within our own energy field and go out into the world as this, then the more our experience of the world will align to this. And this is the new way of being. It's here now, so much more available to us than it ever has been before. So much easier for us to bring about within our own beingness, our own experience. So now just take as much time as you'd like with this in your own time.